Hey everyone, it's Anna Runkle here, the real person behind the website and the YouTube channel known as Crappy Childhood Fairy. And I wanted to do something special in this week's video. It's an exercise for your imagination designed to help you do great things and feel happier in the next 12 months. And maybe help you get unstuck if that's where you are right now. There's a link down in the description section to a worksheet that you can download and print after you watch this if you like, or before you watch it, so you can do the same exercise for yourself that I'm going to do with you watching. And the exercise is called, if I had just 1 year to heal my childhood PTSD, what would I do? Now I know that 1 year is a tight deadline to heal something so serious, and healing never follows the timelines we set out for it exactly anyway, but this is a thought exercise that I use in lots of areas of my life when I feel like I'm not making progress fast enough or I've lost my focus. It's a great question to ask yourself, like, if I had to earn X amount of money in 1 year, what would I do? Or if I had to be able to run an 8-minute mile 3 months from now, what would I do? So today I'm going to tell you my list, and I've got the benefit of knowing all the things that I did do to heal from childhood PTSD, but I did them over a period of 25 years with lots of downtime and being off track in there a lot of the time. So I thought I'd share with you the benefit of my hard-won wisdom. If I could do it all over again, this is how I would do it. Okay, so if I had just 1 year, first I'd learn the science of complex PTSD and childhood PTSD, which is a category of that. And now the books and the science weren't out when I was first learning to heal, but if I started right now, I'd take the ACE survey and I'd get my score, and I'd read The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk, and I'd read Complex PTSD by Pete Walker. There are lots and lots of other books out there, but that's where I'd start. Second, I learned to notice the brain dysregulation that is such a foundational symptom of childhood PTSD, and I do this with my daily practice of writing fears and resentments, followed by meditation twice a day. Now, as it happens, I did learn this 25 years ago, even though I had no idea what was wrong with me or why using these techniques made me feel so much better. But if I had to do all of it over again, I'd be religious about this and really do it thoroughly twice a day, and not quit because somebody in my life found it inconvenient, and not quit because things didn't always go my way. What I know now is that sometimes things not going my way is what progress looks like, and it's safe to keep healing even then. And that leads me to the third thing I'd do to heal in a year. I'd quickly get out of all the unhealthy, dead-end, one-sided relationships with significant others or would-be significant others, where one of us had feelings, sometimes me, sometimes them, but the other person did not have feelings and was basically using the interested party because it's kind of fun to have somebody adore you. Unfortunately, it costs both people their emotional availability when they have such an arrangement, and neither of them will tend to find true love when they're entangled in this kind of, quote, friendship. So I'd end all that right off the bat. The fourth thing I'd do is become a Jedi at being alone. I used to have so much anxiety about it, and so I'd fill up all my free time doing social things I didn't want to do and hanging on to friends I didn't really like, just so I didn't have to be alone. Now, I know a lot of people with childhood PTSD have the opposite problem, and I've been in that camp too sometimes, isolating and avoiding social interactions. So if I had 1 year to recover, I'd cut down my relationships to just the ones that involved no pining on either person's part, no one using the other person to fill up the seat next to them at a movie, and only people where we both truly cared to know and support each other. For me, it would have meant more alone time, and these days, I totally enjoy that and take trips and go to movies and hike all by myself, even though I have a family and I love hanging out with them too. The fifth thing I'd do is stop spending any money at all on two things: therapy and cigarettes. I was using both of those things to try to feel better, but in the long run, there were too many side effects, and I still didn't feel better. And I would take all that money that I saved and I'd invest it, because if I'd have done that starting 25 years ago, I'd be a jillionaire right now. The sixth thing that I would do if I had just a year to heal is exercise every day. No one ever told me this back in the day, but strong exercise is so good for re-regulating, for calming emotions, and who'd have guessed, for your heart, your lungs, your muscles, and pretty much everything in life. Now that I exercise, I have so much more self-confidence in the world. I feel prettier and healthier, even though I'm way older than when I didn't exercise. Okay, the seventh thing. I'd stop all the negative stuff in my life, starting with my own trash talking of other people and their religion, their politics, their taste in food and music and boyfriends and pretty much everything. I would instantly challenge myself on all my negative beliefs that require black and white thinking. This group good, this group bad, or this person is perfect, but this one's evil. And I'd completely embrace the understanding I have now that everything is complicated and we're all working out a way to do the best we can. I'd quit being so judgmental. I'd quit telling people how they should change. I'd stop putting myself down, and I'd delete all the music I used to listen to that was about death, heartache, betrayal, crazy love, revenge, and self-pity. Or, well, I'd delete most of it. I think that negative music actually affected me more than I realized at the time. The 8th thing I'd do is I'd be a better friend. I'd go to people's weddings when they invited me. I'd call them back when they called. I'd accept them and not abandon them just because I was triggered. The 9th thing I'd do is I'd be a good worker. It took me so long to learn this. When we take a job, our job is to make the boss and the organization successful, period. I used to make everything so much about my feelings and how I was treated, which sometimes was awful. And these are jobs I should have left a lot sooner. So I wish I had made a rule for myself not to be in a job if I could possibly have a choice. Not to be in a job where I wasn't willing to make my bosses and my organization's success my priority. I really, frankly, wasn't willing, usually, which meant, yes, it was a crap job, but also that I was a crap worker. I complained a lot and stayed stuck a long time without moving up to jobs that made me happy. The 10th thing I'd do, if I were single and I had 1 year to heal, I'd learn to date. I never knew this. I thought dating was finding yourself all bonded through sex with someone where there was a mutual attraction and then retroactively trying to make them into the person I was hoping to meet in the first place. And it turns out dating is supposed to be a getting to know you process with people to see if you might want to marry them. And in my case, I definitely wanted to end up married, but you wouldn't know it by the people I dated. I know my confusion around this was from my childhood hurts, but the trauma that bad relationships brought into my life was maybe even worse than the trauma from childhood. And also, I caused other people to suffer through all that. So that's something I'd change. So that's my 10 things. And if you're in my courses, you've probably heard me talk about this stuff because that's what I teach in my courses, the really practical steps it takes to not just handle your PTSD, but to heal it. If you want to write your 10 things down, I made that worksheet and I put a link below where you can download it. I'm not checking your homework. You don't have to send it back to me. This is just for your self-reflection so you can try the exercises. Just see if it inspires you and helps you dream big about your next steps. It's not a crazy goal to change your life in a year, and chances are you already know what to do. If sticking with change is hard for you, one thing you could do is become a member of Crappy Childhood Fairy, because not only do you have access to all my courses, but we do these weekly calls where we do the daily practice together. I take Q&A. Sometimes people read what they wrote, and everybody's kind of working together and supporting each other to recover from childhood PTSD. So just saying, I'd love to have you on the member side. Also below, I put links to the books and resources that I mentioned, Bessel van der Kolk and Pete Walker, and the ACE survey. So be bold and let yourself become your real self. Don't let anybody tell you that this has to take forever or that it can't be done. You were born to heal, and you've already come this far, so be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you, and I love you. And I want you to be able to bring your love and your light to the world. We need you. We're on this path together. So Happy New Year, everybody. I will see you in the next decade.